Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's connection ritual. This is a meditation of energy and connection across distance, and it is something that I've been doing since the world went into lockdown last year. It was originally just among my particular spiritual group, the members of House Keperu and our friends, and this year we opened it up to anyone, to everyone. It's something that has helped us significantly in the days where we were isolated, where we were geographically cut off. It's also helped to really build our ability to connect over a distance, to feel our energy for ourselves and for everyone else beyond us, whether those are people who are separated by miles or separated by the gate between life and death. This is a space of power, of our potential, of our energy. And I will invite each of you to settle down someplace comfortable, to stand or sit or lay, to light a candle or not, or use the candle that I light as your focus. This will only be about 10 or 15 minutes. It is different every time because it is just exactly how the moment moves me to guide us through to that space where we are connected beyond the boundaries of our physical bodies. So get your space set. If there's music that you like, put that on. If you've got noise canceling headphones, those can help. If you are someone who likes incense, Florida water, just a little spritz of something in the air, and that helps you focus, use that too. I'm going to be using two regular prayers that are used in House Keperu, one to open and one to close. They are our words. You may find things that are useful in them and things that speak to you. You may not, and there's no harm in that. I share them with you, so if they're inspiring, that's nice. But mostly because they're what we use to kind of create the bookend between sacred space of like starting a ritual and then closing it. And they remind us who we are and why we do this and how we're connected in the first place. So again, I invite you, take a few breaths, stretch a little bit, figure out what part of your day you want to just set aside. Don't think about right now. You don't have to focus on the things that distract you. They'll be there when you're done. But for the moment, be present here with me. If you have pets, if you have children, if you have noisy roommates, ask them as much as you can to be quiet, to respect your space and your moment. And if you really need help and support through the course of this, there will be a time where you can reach out and ask for it, always with permission. Ask to be supported by everyone else who's participating in this. Get comfortable, and in my case, that means it's a little too warm in here. We'll start at exactly on the hour. And like I said, we use a candle as a focus. You don't strictly have to have a candle. And if you cannot safely have a candle, feel free to use mine. It's fine. And stretch out. Take a few breaths. Feel your body. Get comfortable in your space. Let go of the things from this week that might be pulling you away from yourself, that have wounded you or distracted you or just weigh heavily on you. In this moment, for the next 10 or 15 minutes, set them aside. Acknowledge that they're there, but don't make them your focus to the best of your ability. And you're not failing if you can't quite do it. It's okay. Follow the sound of my voice. Do your best. and let us begin. We are the many born. We are the immortal. Eternal we wander the aeons, moving to the rhythm of our own inner tides. We are of active elements moving through passive worlds. Endlessly we die and are reborn, changed yet unchanging through the years. We move from lifetime to lifetime, taking up bodies as garments. Ours is a journey toward understanding, and our charge is knowledge and wisdom. We are the catalysts, and as we awaken to ourselves, we serve to awaken the very world. Take a few moments to simply be in your space, in your body, in who you are. Use these moments to check in with yourself. How do you feel? What can you let go of? What's distracting you that is not your problem, that is not yours to carry as a burden? Be comfortable in your skin and remind yourself what parts about it you love, what parts about it are most comfortable for you. Don't focus on the things that distract you or that make you feel bad. Just be in the most authentic and valuable parts of yourself. And then close your eyes against the light in your chamber, the light of the candle before me. Close your eyes not to block the light out, but to turn your vision inward. Use the glimmer of that flame or the light around you, the red and gold as it plays on the other side of your lids, to turn your eyesight into the core of you, to seek a different type of light, a different type of flame, the bright and burning, unquenchable core of who you are and who you have always been, the brilliant flame of being. You may experience this as a literal light. You may experience it as only a point of consciousness. It may be a memory, a smell, a sound, a name that you only recall in dream. Whatever form, shape, color, identity this takes, seek it now. Down and down and down into yourself until you find a deep, calm, sheltered space. A space where there is a clear boundary between you and everything that is not you. This is a boundary which you can reinforce as walls, as a fortress, if you need to, but it is a boundary that also has gates, has ways in which you can connect to the world outside of you. In this moment, focus first on the fact that this is a familiar space. This is your space. It is centered. It is sheltered. And everything that you can feel inside of it is you, the very core of you. And just feel that for a moment. Be that for a moment. You, without distractions, you without the obligations the world demands of you, you without the storm of emotions from others constantly whirling around you, just you. Immortal, eternal, brilliant, valuable. Experience that and the peace it brings to simply be quietly in yourself. Some of you may feel comfortable staying here where it is safe and sheltered because the world has been difficult and there are many distractions, and it can be hard to find this quiet space. But for those of you who are comfortable with the idea, turn your attention now outside the boundaries of this safe and sheltered space. You are still within it, but become aware of these tiny filaments of unbreakable light, pathways that string out beyond the boundaries, that open out through the gates. And if you turn your attention to the space beyond you, you can see them streaming out across the vastness of space, connecting to other brilliant lights, to other stars, other flames, other beings, every single one of them, eternal, immortal, brilliant like you. Some of them you recognize. They're family, they're friends, they're lovers, they're close to you. And you follow this pathway, these brilliant woven strands of light so frequently you almost don't even notice them. Others are thin, worn. You haven't visited them for a very long time. Perhaps they linger from some distant past you don't even remember. Perhaps they are connections that you hold to people who have died in this life and who you feel are lost to you. But the connections remain. Find them, feel them, and allow yourself to trust, to follow the ones that call to you right now. Go where you are needed. Go where you are wanted and welcomed. Go where there is healing waiting for you. Go always with an ask in your heart, a request. May I connect? May I reach out to you? You can feel people, you can become aware of them and follow along the pathways right up until their own boundaries, their own walls. To reach beyond those walls, that is where you ask. Knock, knock, I'm here. Do you know me? Do you remember? I remember you. Do you have something to share with me? Do you trust yourself enough to open the brilliance of your core, to share with me who you are, the most beautiful part of you? Do I trust enough to do this as well? Allow yourself to spread out across the vastness of space, miles and borders, countries, even the boundary between life and death. These are not barriers in this place. Follow the brilliant pathways, for they will lead you to the souls that know you and have always known you. And in asking, because these pathways can transmit our hopes, our dreams, energy, love, intention, even our fears. Ask if you need support for that energy to come to you. And if you are in a good place where you can offer, ask who is willing to receive, who can take the bounty of your strength, of your emotions, of what you have to give right now. Make it a sharing that is reciprocal, that is celebratory, and that is always offered with the question, are you willing to receive? Are you willing to give permission? Take a few moments to be connected, to be bigger than you ever thought you were, to give yourself permission to give, to receive, to offer healing, and to be healed. Take a few moments to explore the boundaries beyond what you think of as yourself right now. Is it only your body? Is it only your job? Is yourself something transcendent beyond those? Can you feel that now? Allow yourself to be that. More than just your body, more than just your job, more than just what you are to other people. Bright, brilliant, unquenchable in this space, and eternally connected. We support one another. Our hopes, our dreams, our emotions are transmitted among this vast webwork. When we are in our most dire need, we are never truly alone. There's always someone who can reach back and help us. Sometimes that someone is you. Don't be afraid if you feel a gentle tug. Someone who maybe you don't recognize right now, who asks in a dream, in a vision, in the middle of your day, are you there? Can you hear me? Do you have something to help? It can only be a thought, a little bit of energy, and for some people, in some instances, that is all the difference. And that can be the difference between the light and the dark, between survival and despair. We have so much to give, each of us. But for now, because we have physical lives, we have jobs, we have families, we have responsibilities, although this space is always there, just out of our peripheral vision, just a half step away from consciousness, just a sleep away from dream. It's always there, but for now, pull yourself back first to that centered, sheltered space, the space with the boundaries that are you. Reacquaint yourself with your centered identity, aware of where you are connected to everyone and everything, but you, centered in you. And again, remind yourself what it feels like when you are only wholly and authentically you. And from there, from that safe, sheltered, centered space, come back to where your body rests. Whether you're standing or sitting or lying down, inside the house, outside enjoying a beautiful evening. If there are scents that pull you back, sounds, or simply the feel of your flesh upon your flesh, be present back here. And anyone you've connected to, anyone you've pulled on, gently let go so that you're not yanking, so that you're not still tangled up. So that you know where those pathways are and how to go back to them, but you are here in this moment, ready to return to your life, to whatever roles and things you set aside, but feeling a little more centered, a little more eternal, a little more whole, and a little more supported in knowing that there are so many others out there also shining like you are. We have passed this way before, and we will pass this way again. We have been many things to one another, teachers, lovers, friends, and bitterest enemies. But through it all, we have remained tied together, soul to soul, in this, our ancient family. May we endure together peacefully. May we enjoy each new lifetime as it comes. May we strengthen each other as we strengthen ourselves, and may we find one another in every time and in every place to share this fellowship and to celebrate this bond. Open your eyes if they're closed, stretch a little bit, roll your neck. If you've put a candle on and you need to walk away from it, blow it out now. Always be safe. And I'll see you again next week.